it's Melanie. Happy Thursday. So today I am bringing you a completed product review. I've already done an in-depth review of the Drunk Elephant A-Passioni Retinol Cream. If you missed that original review, I will link it down below. I purchased this for the first time back in December. I remember because it was right after Christmas, and my mom had given me, as part of my Christmas gift, just a $50 gift card to Sephora. She knows I love Sephora, and so I think it was probably the 26th or 27th of December. I went in store. I picked this up with that $50 gift card because I was like, yeah, this is kind of spendy, and if my mom's gonna give me like 50 bucks towards the $74, which is what this costs, then that'd be a great time to pick it up, right? So yeah, I've basically been using it since the end of December / beginning of January. I just recently finished this a couple days ago, and I was using it basically almost every single night. So from, let's just say, the beginning of January until kind of we're in the middle of June, I've been using it almost every single night. The only exception was during the month of May, I was doing a little bit of a skincare challenge for myself where I was only using one skincare brand for the month, and that was the Soam Institute skincare. And during that challenge, I was just using those products, so that meant this was out during that time. I can tell you that during that challenge, I really, really missed this. This particular retinol, and I've used a number, has been truly one of the most effective, the fastest, the most gentle that I've used in my years of obsessing over skincare. I didn't expect to like this as much as I did, and it really put a lot of the other retinols that I had really seen some great results from in the past, I don't want to say to shame, but it definitely lowered them on the totem pole of importance in my skincare routine. I have not yet personally started using a tretinoin cream, so I'm not using Retin-A or anything like that. I am not opposed to starting that, and I probably will either this year or next year or at some point in the future. I think that there is definitely a difference between using over-the-counter retinols versus a Retin-A product. There's a difference. A difference in efficacy, a difference in the the strength of the products, for sure. So let's kind of talk about the A-Passioni and what I noticed in my skin, and then I'll tell you what my plans are going forward in terms of am I going to repurchase this, or am I going to finish other things in my collection? What's my game plan going forward? Okay, so what I noticed from this, my skin is very oily. I'm 40 years old, so I'm getting up there in the old years. And I deal with clogged pores, which result mostly in blackheads, not so much like pimples, but blackheads for me, or sebaceous filaments. I can have textural issues because I just have enlarged pores. So those are my skincare concerns, if you will. What this did for me is it helped to kind of speed up surface cell turnover for me. So I noticed my skin was turning over much faster than with other retinols, actually. I noticed that my skin felt a lot softer, more hydrated and conditioned feeling, if that makes sense, when I was using this retinol. It was so gentle, just very gentle, but I could see that my skin looked fresher, faster, and for just longer. If I took a day or two off from this, it just made such a difference, like as compared with other, products. Helped to further reduce the overall look of my pores and kept my pores really clean. Much less prone to the sebaceous filaments. But my skin just looked and felt better. Like I feel like that's all that I can say. It just worked incredibly well, and it was super, super gentle. The one thing that I will say is a major downfall, and this would be the same probably with a tretinoin cream, is the packaging. It does come in one of those like metal tubes, and this was really frustrating for me. I know with tubes like this, you should start squeezing at like the very top and not down at the bottom, because you're gonna like, if you squeeze the metal tube at the bottom and you crimp it like the way that mine is right now here, it's gonna make it really hard to like get the remainder of the product out, and it can also ooze out. Now what I found with this is it oozed all the time. Whenever I used it, like I would squeeze just a little bit out, and then it like kept coming out, like even after I stopped squeezing, and that was super frustrating. Oh, there's actually a little bit coming out right now. I need to save that because I could use every last ounce of this. It would just continue to like basically pour out. And so most nights I was probably using more than I should have, to be totally honest, because I just kept kind of like wiping it and then like really quickly putting the lid on. But there was always product that would kind of like gather in the lid, and it was frustrating because I was like, oh, this is like $74 for this tube, and here I am like wasting some of it. But that's really my only complaint about the product, is the packaging. I do wish that they could put this in some kind of like airless pump instead of this metal packaging. I know it's packaged this way for a reason. I'm aware of that. But for me, this was just really frustrating to deal with, because again, I feel like I could have probably gotten like, I don't want to say like another month's worth of use, but probably at least another week or two out of this, had that extra like oozing not happened. And so that's kind of frustrating. But honestly, for being able to use it for, so January, February, March, April, and then it was like 4.5 months that I was able to get out of this, of almost, like I said, daily use. Another thing that I found with this is it was really easy to pair this with all of my other skincare products. So everything else that I used, like there was no irritation incorporating this into my skincare routine, and it paired really well with everything else that I was using, whether it was like AHAs or BHAs or anything like that. Usually I wouldn't do AHA and this in the same night. I would like use the AHA like the next night, or the BHA I would use in the morning. But there were times when I just did everything on my face, and it never once like irritated my skin at all. I don't recommend that route because I have really tough skin, you guys, and yeah, you don't want to like overdo it. In terms of, am I gonna repurchase it? Yeah, totally. It's super potent. It worked way too well for me to not have it in my collection. But reality is I do have some other retinols that I would like to finish up because I bought them. I spent money on them. I should use them. So for probably the next few months, I'm gonna work on using the retinols that I currently have in my collection, just kind of use them up. I feel like this is the like over-the-counter retinol that I will continue to like repurchase going forward, unless there's some like amazing new like release from someone that I'm tempted to try. But this honestly was just, it just left my skin feeling so just soft and bouncy and young. Like I do really feel like this helped to like kind of reboot like my collagen production and just made my skin look so much younger. And I mean, when you're 40, like you notice you notice a lot of things are changing, not only on your face, but on your body. And it's just so nice to have something that worked incredibly well. I'm actually tempted to try this on my neck the next time that I pick it up, because this is an area that I definitely would like to start using like retinol on, but I'm scared to, because I know the old neck meat can be a lot more sensitive than your the skin on your face. So I'm gonna try it, see what happens. I mean, it might burn my neck, but I don't know, I doubt it. There's just so many like soothing ingredients in here. I love the fact that this is such a great formulation and that it didn't clog my pores. Like when you first see it, like it's a very like emollient cream like texture, and you're like, oh, is this gonna make me break out? It totally didn't. It didn't clog my pores in any kind of way, and I just felt like the ingredients were very soothing. In terms of how does it compare to others, it was just way more effective. You guys know that I love my Paula's Choice products. I have used a couple of Paula's Choice retinols, and I still think that those are very good. And for price point purposes, if this is out of your budget, Paula's Choice, I would say, is the next best thing. Go for either the booster, the 1% booster, which you can add to any cream that you already have in your collection, or go for her retinol cream. It comes in like a purple pump type container. I will link both of those down below as well for you. And Paula's Choice is actually, so they're celebrating their 24-year anniversary. They're having a lot of really great sales right now. So I will recommend my like top Paula's Choice recommendations down below, because you'll probably get a really good deal on them right now. But yeah, like it just hands down, this is even better than that for me. And you guys know how loyal I am to Paula's Choice. Their AHAs and their BHAs are like some of my favorite, and their niacinamide, the BHA9, like those are holy grail products for me, and I will always, always, always go back for those. But I feel like the retinol, this kind of won me over, and I don't know, even though it's more expensive, it worked that much better to make that extra $30 I think that I'm paying for this totally worth it. So, and again, it lasted for several months. Like, I think I got my money out of it, and when I look in the mirror and I see my skin, I think, I like this. I'm very happy with the way that it worked for me. So I wanted to give you guys a post-use review, like post finishing a product review. I don't know. Typically I don't do stuff like this, but I kind of figured it was worth it for this particular one, because I know there's a lot of people who would never try this because of the price point, and I totally get it. But I can tell you that if you do want to splurge on it, I think it's a really great product. I think it's definitely worth it, but you do have to kind of come to terms with the fact that it's $74 for how many ounces? 1 fluid ounce, yeah. Still hoping they repackage it, but probably not gonna hold my breath. I feel like they put it in this packaging for a reason. Otherwise they would have used one of like their airless pumps or something like that, because Drunk Elephant has some great packaging. The way that the TLC Framboos is packaged, which I love that product. The C-Firma Day Serum, which I'm also actively using right now. Those really nice airless pumps that they have for that are amazing, but there has to be a reason that this is in this like not medical, but metal packaging. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any further questions. I hope that this was helpful to let you guys know whether it was really truly worth it or not. I mean, I spent my own money on it. This wasn't like PR or anything like that. Well, I spent some of my mom's money, but then also some of my own. But I think it was worth it. I think it was worth spending that gift card to try this for the first time, because I think it would have been tough for me to swallow the pill on this one as well. But now that I have, I don't know, I'd spend the $74 again in a heartbeat. So anyway, again, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.